கேட்குதா? வீடியோ ஏதாவது ஷேர் எல்லாமே ஷேர் ஆகல. ஷேர் லைவ் தான் சார் பார்த்துருக்கோம். ஓகே சார், எல்லாமே ஓகே சார். வீடியோ வந்து எல்லாமே ஓகே தான். ஓகே, லிங்க் ஷேர் பண்ணி விட்றியா? அப்படியே யூடியூப் எதுவும் ஷேர் பண்ணுற அப்படியே ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு நமக்கு. ஆமாம் சார், உங்களுக்கு இங்கே ஒர்க் ஆகல சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. சார் பேச ஆரம்பிச்சிருந்து லைவ் போன அஜெண்டா பார்த்தியா? ஹலோ செக் செக்.
Audio Jungle.
Not audible.
Sir, can you hear me?
Am I audible? Ma'am, my voice கேக்கல.
Sir, can you hear me?
Sir.
Voice is not audible.
Sir,
Check
நமக்கு
your
clear
voice is not
sir.
audible.
Let them check in Zoom and YouTube. Sir, நீங்க அசையாம ஆடாம ஒரே இடத்துல
Call and tell him, ma'am. புது பேட்டரி போட்டா சார். ஏமா சதுர்பலி புது பேட்டரி தானே? புது பேட்டரி இன்னைக்கு காலைல வாங்கினது சார். வாங்கினது போட்டேன். இல்ல மாத்தி அது ஒர்க் ஆகலன்னு போட்டுருக்கீங்க. அந்த இதை மாத்தி இது கார்ட்லெஸ் ஒர்க் ஆகலன்ட்டு காலர் மைக் யூஸ் பண்ணி அவுட் எடுக்கிறாங்க. சரி சரி. இது கார்ட்லெஸ் ஒர்க் ஆனிச்சுன்னா இதை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அது காலர் மைக் ரொம்ப நேரம் நிற்காது. சரி இப்போ இப்போ என்ன வாங்கிட்டு சொல்லட்டுமா? வாங்கிட்டு சொல்லட்டுங்களா? சார் இந்த பேட்டரி
Sir, we'll go ahead.
இப்போ 2 பேட்டரி வாங்கிட்டு சொன்னீங்க. அதில் போட்டதுனால வந்துடுவாங்க அங்கே இப்போ அந்த ஃபோட்டோ போட்டுருக்காங்க. ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக வரட்டான். ஹலோ சீக்கிரம் வரட்டான். ஆமாம் அது அந்த கேபிளில் எப்படி இன்புட் பண்ணுறது எங்கே கொடுக்குறது பின்னாடி ஓப்பன் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. ஃப்ரண்ட்டுக்கு தான் பின்னாடி கீழே எடுக்கணுமே. இந்த இது எடுத்துட்டு விட்டுங்க. ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக ஆகும்பா. சார் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக சார் எடுத்து ஓட்டணும். எடுத்து ஓட்டணும். டெக்கரேட் பண்ண போயிட்டாங்களே. இறக்கணுமா?
First I'll announce the audience to be seated, then I'll go with this. Huh? Instead of calling a guest, I'm calling.
இவங்க பார்த்து பேசுறது கரெக்டாக இருக்கும்.
மைக் கொடுத்தாலே இன்புட் வரல. ஆமா ஆன் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? ஓகே. எதுல போடணும்? டிஎஸ்பில கியூ போடலையா?
எது ஸ்கேன் பண்ண
ஆன் பண்ணி
ஸ்கேன் பண்ணாலும் ஸ்கேன்
ஓகே. தேர்ட்டி ஒன் காட்டும் பாருங்க.
இப்போ காட்டு ஸ்கேன் பண்ணு. ஹலோ செக்.
ஒன்று பழைய பேட்டரி.
இது பழைய பேட்டரி. வரல இல்லை வேகமாக தட்டு, வேகமாக தட்டு. என்னோட சவுண்டு தானே? சவுண்டு தான்ப்பா. என்னோட சவுண்டு தான் அது. நீங்கள் வாய்ஸ் பேசுகிற அளவுக்கு அதே இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிடும். நீங்கள் பேசுங்க.
ஹலோ டெஸ்ட் மைக் டெஸ்ட்.
Kind attention. Kind attention, please. I request every audience to be seated in your place, and a humble request to put your mobile in silence during the program. I repeat, I request every participant to put your mobile in silent during the program.
Ma'am, I'm not audible. Given sir, I am not audible.
I request everyone to be seated in your place. We'll go for a short trial. The program is online. I request everyone to maintain complete decorum. Kind attention. I request every participant to put your mobile in silent.
சார் அந்த பட்டன்லாம் கை வைக்கிறாரு.
Moving right along, it's time to introduce our guest of honor. May I request Dr. Kabir Das Devi to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Arabi Malbowli, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman. It's time to honor our guest of honor. Our Dean Dr. C. Sundar would be felicitating our chief guest, Ms. Arabi Malbowli, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman. May I now request our guest of honor to take over the dais.
இதில் போங்க சார், இதில் போங்க, இதில் போயிட்டு ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன் ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன் போயிட்டு அங்கே மேலே இல்லை வரலையே, இது கரெக்டாக பைக்
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு
திருப்பி ஓப்பன் பண்ணலாம்.
ஜூமில் ஆடியோ எனேபிள் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களான்னு பாருங்கள்.
அந்த கிளாஸ் சத்தம் அதுதான் வரல.
நமக்கு கனெக்ட் பண்ணும் பொழுது சவுண்ட் எனேபிள் பண்ணுவோம் இல்லைங்களா, அதை எனேபிள் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்கன்னு பாருங்கள். while you share the screen. அப்போ தான் இந்த லேப்டாப்பில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கிளாப் சவுண்ட் கேட்கும். நம்ம வெளியே வந்துட்டு தான் உள்ளே போகணும் திரும்ப. இதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுங்கள். இந்த இது
Recording stopped.
இல்லை மேம், நீங்கள் வெளியே இதை வந்து இதை வந்துட்டிங்களா? இந்த செட்டிங்ஸ் கிடையாது நான் சொல்கிறது. கீழே இருக்கும் பாருங்கள், சவுண்ட் எனேபிள்.
Ma'am, the voice is not audible, ma'am.
மேம் நீங்கள் வெளியே வாங்க மேம். இதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு வெளியே வாங்க. திரும்ப ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்கள். க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி திரும்ப ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்கள். திரும்ப க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு யூ கோ ஸ்டார்ட் அகைன்.
Ma'am,
இது க்ளோஸ் இது கால் இதை நீங்கள் இது பண்ணிக்கோங்க. எண்ட் பண்ணாதீங்க. யூ லீவ் த மீட்டிங். எண்ட் ஆகிடும்.
பிபிடியோட ஆடியோ வேணாம் சார், பரவாயில்ல வேணாம். பிபிடி ஆடியோ வரணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. இப்போ அந்த ஒரு சின்ன
இல்லை கிளாப் கிளாப் கிளாப்
கிளாப் தானே.
இல்லை ஆக்சுவலாக யூ கேன் எண்ட் அண்ட் யூ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் அகெயின். நாட் அன் இஷ்யூ.
வேணாம், அதை பிபிடி பார்த்து அவரே கிளாப்
நீங்கள்
பண்ணி
எண்ட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நீங்கள் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் மேம். மீட்டிங் டைம் முடியல.
கிளாப் வரலன்னா ஆமாம், அதில் ரொம்ப ரிஸ்க் எடுக்க வேண்டாம்.
எப்படி சார் அவங்க பேசுகிற ஆடியோ உள்ளுக்குள்ள வந்தால் முடிச்சு
அது ஓகே, அது கேட்கும் அது போதும் மேடம். அது எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஒரு அடிஷன் தான். அதை விட்டுருங்க. அதில் போய்
நம்ம கேமரா ஆடியோ
வேற ஒன்று பிபிடி அது மட்டும்தான். ஒரே பிபிடி தான். அதில் கிளாப்பை ஆட் பண்ணால் முடிஞ்சால் ஆட் பண்ணுங்கள், இல்லைன்னா அது ரிஸ்க் எடுக்க வேண்டாம். சரி விட்டுருங்க, அதில் போய் நம்ம ரிஸ்க் எடுக்க வேண்டாம். நீங்கள் டெம்பி அது போதும்.
இங்கே பேசுகிற ஜூமில் இங்கே நடக்கிற மீட்டிங் திரும்ப உள்ள வாங்க. கிளாப் சவுண்ட் போயிருக்கா? இல்லை கிளாப் சவுண்டு தான் இப்போ நாங்கள் ப்ராதரேஷன் கரெக்டாக அதுதான். அதுக்கு வந்து நம்ம உள்ளே போகும்போதே கீழே நம்ம எனேபிள் பண்ணணும். அது ஒன்று தான் இப்போ நம்ம நீங்கள் யாருக்கும் கோ ஹோஸ்ட் கொடுங்க. அம்ரீனுக்கு கொடுங்க. ஹோஸ்ட்டே கொடுத்துருங்க. அம்ரீனுக்கு கொடுங்க ஹோஸ்ட்டு.
இவர் பேசுறது ஆக்சுவலி எனக்கு நல்லா கேட்டுச்சு. லைக் ஆஃப்டர் யூ அன்மியூட் அதுக்கப்புறம் எல்லாமே க்ளோஸ்டு. இப்போ எனக்கு வந்து இதுவே விசிபிளாக இல்லை, பேனரே விசிபிளாக இல்லை.
இல்லை இவருக்கு ஹோஸ்ட் கொடுங்க மேம். நீங்கள் ஜூமில் கனெக்ட் ஆகிருக்கா சார்? ஜூமில் கனெக்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு நிமிஷம் வேணாமா? ஓகே. சவுண்டு விட்டுருங்க. சவுண்டு பேசுகிறது ஊரில் வராது. ஓகே, அதை ரெண்டு பேரும் பேசுகிறாங்க. அவங்க பேசுகிறது இங்கேருந்து போகணும், அங்கேருந்து வரணும். அது மாதிரி
நீங்கள் ஒரு தடவை கேள்வி வெல்கம் பேசுங்க. அது நீங்கள் பேசுறதுலாம் கேட்குதாங்க. ஓகே அது ஓகே.
பார்க்கும்போது டைம் இருக்காது. நீங்கள் ஒழுங்காக சார் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் பார்த்துக்கிறீங்க. பேஜ் கவரை பிடிச்சிடாதீங்க. புக்கெல்லாம் வெளியே போடுங்க. ரிமூவ் பண்ண முடியும். எல்லாத்தையும் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. ஏன்னா அவங்க 10 பேர் கொடுக்கும்போது பிடிக்க மாட்டாங்க.
hello.
Education is the need of the hour. The platform would like to welcome theoretical and empirical research in multidisciplinary areas of business, finance, marketing, management, accounting, public administration, economics, business law, business education, and related fields, such as academicians, professors, students, and industry practitioners. One of the best parts of this event is its networking and publishing opportunities field with like-minded professionals providing you with many experiences. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rangaraj. Good morning, one and all. The warm greetings from the SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Department of Commerce proudly organized 2 days international conference. We welcome you all.
கெஸ்ட்லாம் வந்துட்டாங்க சார். இவ்வளோ போயிட்டு ஸ்பீக்கரில் தான் சார் இருக்கு. சார் வந்துட்டாங்க எல்லாருமே கெஸ்ட்டு. நம்மளோட தானே வருது, அவங்களுக்கு பேசும்போது அவங்களோட தான் வரணும்ல. இப்படி ஆஃப் ஆகுது. இல்லை இல்லை
ஓகே சரிங்க, எல்லாரும் 52 கல்ல கட்டுங்க சரிங்க. ஆண்டி நான் வெளியே போயிட்டு மேக்கப் போட்டு வரேன். நாங்கள் பார்த்தோம் கெஸ்ட்லாம் ரெடியாக கூப்பிடலாமா?
இப்போ கூட
அவங்க எல்லாம் ஸ்நாக்ஸ் சாப்பிட போயிருக்காங்க.
நம்ம அப்படியே லைன்லேயே இருக்கட்டும்.
என்னோட வாய்ஸ் கேட்டுதா?
ஒன்றும் இல்லை, செஷன் வந்து 10 o'clock ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். 9:40 நம்ம உள்ளே இருக்கணும் ஆஸ் பர் த ஷெட்யூல். நம்ம இப்போ உள்ளே இருக்காங்க.
அந்த கெஸ்ட் ரெடியா இருக்காங்க. நம்ம இன்டீரியர் சார்
எல்லாம் ரெஃப்ரெஷ்மெண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
காஜி பேக்கரி போயிட்டு
நீங்க பாருங்க ரெடி ஆயிட்டு நம்ம சொல்ல சொன்னது ரைட்
அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் போனீங்கன்னா எஃப்ஐ
ஸ்வீட் எடுக்கொண்டாடு.
ஸ்லைடு வருதுல்ல, எஃப்ஐ ப்ரெஸ் பண்ண ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன் அந்த மாதிரி.
வயசான காலத்துல எல்லாம் ஸ்வீட் சாப்பிடுவோம், சுகர் பேஷண்ட் ஆகுறீங்க.
அப்போ சாட் பாக்ஸ் பாருங்க, எதனா வெளியில ஏதாவது வந்து சாட் பண்ணுறேன்.
சாட் பண்றேனா?
இது ஒர்க் ஆகல.
வாட்ஸ்அப்ல மெசேஜ் பண்ணுங்க.
அங்க சாட் பண்ணாதீங்க, அங்க வியூ ஆகும்.
ஆமா வாட்ஸ்அப் பண்ணுங்க.
மினிமைஸ் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு அப்படியே சாட் பண்ணுங்க. இந்த ஆண்டி கொண்டு வராங்க, ஒருத்தங்க கொண்டு வந்து எத்தனை பேர்?
அந்த சவுண்டா இப்போ வருஷம் வேணும், டெக்னிக்கல் பர்சன் வருஷம் இப்போ ஒருத்தர் உள்ள வந்தார்.
சரி மேம், மேக்கப் பண்ணி என் பேக்கை கொடுங்க. ஷிஃப்டிங் யூ ஸ்நாக்ஸ் எங்கே இருக்குன்னு பார்த்து ஏரியாவை பார்த்து ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துடுறேன். இப்போ நான் வந்து கெஸ்ட் மோட விட்டுட்டேன்ல. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். கெஸ்ட் மோட விட்டுட்டேன், நான் ஜூம்ல வெளியே வந்துடுவா.
இல்லை அப்படியெல்லாம் நீங்கள் அவங்களே வந்து செக் பண்ண சொல்லுங்கள். நாய்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுங்கள், வேறு எதுவும் சொல்லாதீங்க. நம்ம சொல்லுங்கள்.
வெளியே வந்துட்டு இதில் வந்து வயசு டிஷ்யூ பேப்பரை வச்சு
Happy morning to Excellencies, honorable speakers, distinguished guests, head of the departments, professors, students, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Kabirdas Devi, with my friend Mr. K. Murugan, faculty, Department of Commerce, SRM IST Ramapuram campus, take charge in hosting this two-day virtual international conference on paradigm shift in business and economy, challenges, initiatives, and strategies in global context. A conference is a gathering of people with a common interest or background with the purposes of allowing them to meet one another and to learn about and discuss issues, ideas, and work that focus on a topic of mutual concern. As they stand at the threshold of this gathering, it is time to unfold our horizons and rejoice the simple pleasure that life has bestowed with. Prayer works wonder. Prayer should spring from the heart. I request everyone to stand up for the Tamil Thai Valthu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Light fade away the darkness. Light symbolizes knowledge and wisdom free will. To solemnize the special invitation, I would like to entreat our dignitaries on the dais to light the Kuttuvilakku. Hospitality is unarguably one of the defining qualities of SRM IST Ramapuram campus. our measurable arts do become immeasurable when our guests are around us today. As we especially celebrate this landmark, our hearts are inspired with joy on your readiness to be with us today. Dear guests, present on and off the dais, you are so precious to us. Thus, to formally invite the gathering, may I now request Dr. A. Jayapal, Department of Commerce, to give away welcome address.
It gives me immense pleasure, and I take it as a special privilege to have asked to deliver the welcome address on this inauguration of 2 days virtual international conference on paradigm shift in business and economy, challenges, initiatives, and strategies in global context, organized by the Department of Commerce on 3rd and 4th March 2022. On behalf of Department of Commerce, College of Science and Humanities, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramavaram campus, I now wholeheartedly extend a red carpet welcome to Sri Irwan Muhammad Lagori, Head International Finance Operation, Dragon Oil Holding Company, subsidiary of Emirates, National Oil Company, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, who is a dynamic leader, foresighted visionary, mission-driven personality with the dreams to mold people into model corporate. Sir, we are greatly honored to have you admit us this morning for this inauguration. Welcome, sir. On behalf of College of Science and Humanities, I, with open hands and loving heart, extend a warm welcome to Dr. Arabi Mulberry, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman, who is known to me an eminent teacher, guide, and a well-known facilitator who has impressed many lives to success and growth unimaginable. Sir, we are much elated to have you deliver this special address on this grand occasion. Coming together creates memorable beginning. Staying together marks desired progress, and working together entails success. These lines stands up in experiencing the warmth one feels working under Dr. N. Seduraman sir, Chief Director, SRM IST, is a strong power source behind every accomplishment, be it minor or major. Excellent contemplator, a good decision maker, a strong pillar of support, and ardent hard worker. Sir, it is my happiest moment to welcome you at this juncture. Cooperation, coordination, consideration, and contemplation are the dictums suitable to describe Dr. V. Subbiya Bharati, Director, SRM IST, Ramavaram campus, who is always ever ready to assist and administer any kind of help in making right decisions to arrive at highest right solutions. Never look back and get back, but march forward with determination towards the goal set will always be his unheard melody displayed in his gesture. Sir, I am happy to extend my sincere welcome to this function. Welcome, sir. I extend my hearty welcome to Dr. B. Venkatachalapati, Dean Research, SRM IST, Ramavaram campus, who has fitting grip over the matters related to institutional excellence and a kind for all who sincerely seeks to grow. The academic drive that one can witness in him in marvelous and provides avenues to find means to achieve it within the stipulated time frame. His leadership quality is about inspiring and empowering people, dreaming and visioning, combined with a determination to achieve the dream or vision. We welcome you, sir. I take immense pleasure in extending my warm welcome to Dr. C. Sundar, Dean, College of Science and Humanities, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramavaram campus, who was and is the person instrumental in encouraging us to work towards academic excellence. Except with a great visionary like him, the academics cannot find novel shapes and return to attain the highest glory every possible. I, on behalf of Department of Commerce and the organizers, welcome you with open heart for gracing this ceremony. It is my delight and prestige in welcoming Dr. J. Dilipan, Vice Principal, Admin, College of Science and Humanities, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramavaram campus, who is known for his ability in bringing things together with precision to make it happen at the right time and with right gravity. Sir, I extend my warm welcome to you. It adds enormous joy and happiness in welcoming Dr. N. Asokan, Vice Principal Academic, College of Science and Humanities, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramavaram campus, for gracing this occasion. He is a person who shoulders immense burden and responsibility in shaping and driving the academic enterprise to promote intensity of thinking, achieved thought through sustained research culture. We welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome all the department HODs for this event. Welcome you, sirs and madam. This historic display of cooperation and coordination is the result of tireless consultations, high-level commitments, and a great deal of patience, sacrifice, and perseverance. All these attributes are due to the organizers and the coordinators of this international conference. I extend my welcome to all my behind the matters. I welcome all the participants and all the interested researchers who have made it a point to be part of this great knowledge festival. And I am sure that this conference would definitely create a strong mark in the mind of the researchers. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. A. Jayabal, sir, Head Department of Commerce, for this wonderful, warm welcome address. No research without action, no action without research. It's all about research, and we have our beacon who always throw a light when it comes to research guidance. May I request our Dean Research, Dr. B. Venkatachalapati, to felicitate the gathering.
Good morning. Honorable Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, Chief Director, Director, Dean, Science and Humanities, Vice Principal, HODs, Department of Faculty members from Commerce, I wish you all a great and happy morning. I like to congratulate the Department of Commerce for organizing this workshop. Very specifically, maybe there are paradigmic shift and other things. Maybe the challenge is one of the greatest thing now the world, global economy is facing. There are two reasons for that. One is because of the pandemic, we are right now trying to recover from the pandemic. And one of the very recent challenge that global economy face is the war. Because of this, how this economy is going to be what impact it is going to have is nobody knows and nobody can guess. So it will be very apt to discuss about the impact and recovery, how the shift in economy will happen because of these two things. One is because of the impact of the pandemic, and the next one, very recent, nobody has anticipated the war, which maybe everybody is waiting, will it go to a world war, which should not, which will definitely impact the global economy to a greater extent, which will take years together to recover to the normal situation. So I once again congratulate the Department of Commerce for taking this initiative. Maybe it may be a coincidence, or it will be a very good topic to discuss. And I congratulate the whole team of Science and Humanities under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Sundar, Dean, for taking all this initiative. I wish you all a great and happy morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We wholeheartedly welcome Mr. V. Krishnamurthy, co-founder and director, Hridaya Private Limited. Welcome you, sir. Leadership is an action, not a position. We have our leader who has the objective to help those who are doing poorly to do well, and to help those who are doing well to do even better. He is visionary and take great pleasure in inviting Dr. C. Sundar, Dean, Science and Humanities, to felicitate the gathering.
Distinguished guest of the day, Sri Irwan Muhammad Lahori, Head of International Finance Operation, Dragon Oil Holding, UAE. Respected guest of honor, Dr. Arabi Madbowli, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman. Honorable Chief Director, Sir, beloved Director, Sir, respected Dean Research, representative from SEMA, Mr. Krishnamurthy, Sir, Vice Principals, Head of the Department, coordinators of the conference, respected Head of the Department, faculty member, and most dear student. Very happy morning to all. It gives me immense pleasure and joy to be part of this international conference, paradigm shift in the business and economy with a context to global. So before moving to the topic, so I like to share a story to the audience. It's a very old story, the story of rabbit and turtle. So there is a difference between turtle and tortoise. So tortoise have thick shell on its body, turtle have very light shell on the body. So the story goes like this. So already you know, aware that the story, so there is a race between a rabbit and a turtle, and so they both agreed and they started. They decided the beginning point and they decided the finishing point. And the race start immediately. Rabbit run fast, and before touching the finishing line, rabbit thought that, so already I am far ahead with the turtle, so I can take a little small nap and then I can reach it out. But as you know that a turtle so moves slowly and steadily, and he touches the finishing point, and after realizing and after waking up, the rabbit realized that the turtle won the game. So because the moral of the story, as you know, that slow and steady win the race, but as a rabbit part, it's overconfident and it's a relaxing mood, and it gives the impact of the output. So if you have overconfident and if you have comfort zone and if you are in the relaxing mode, so definitely we cannot achieve the target. That is a version 1. And again version 2. So again turtle and rabbit. Now rabbit ask the turtle, again we can go for another race. So this time rabbit is cautious and concerned more about, so whatever the mistake he had done in the version 1, he recollect, okay, so I had somewhat comfort, I take a little nap, so that given the choice to the turtle to win the race. So this time I should not do. So immediately he prepared himself, and the next time version 2 the race started. And so immediately after the race started, so immediately rabbit touches the finishing line far ahead of turtle, and rabbit won the race. So now the moral of the story in version 2 is, if you have speed enough, if you have consistency in your work, definitely you will achieve your success. So this is the version 2 story, but all successful people, they are far ahead, they will be speed in their action and they will be consistent. So even if they have the failure in their life, they will not bother about the failure, they will be consist to achieve the finishing line. So that is a version 2. Again the story goes on version 3. So now turtle calls the rabbit to go for a race. So now turtle decided the route. Okay, so now the route of a race is this way, and you are agree for making a third race. So suddenly, immediately rabbit says, agreed, okay, this is a turtle, already we won the race, we know what speed we can make it. So rabbit was agreed, and the third version 3 race was started. And this time the race begins. Rabbit ran very fast, and suddenly after a while, so there is in the race path, the river is crossing, so rabbit doesn't know what to do, and rabbit stopped before the river, and turtle comes slowly, steadily, he reaches the river and he dives into the river, he crosses the river, he touches the finishing path. So version 3, the moral of the story is, so whatever the assignment given, we have to rethink twice and then only you have to accept. So immediately if you accept, and these kind of challenges we will face. So now turtle cleverly planned the format. It's changed the format, land and water. You know how to attack the rabbit. So he cleverly designed the strategy, making of land and water, and he won the race. So this is the thing. So before, it's a challenge to all of us. Suppose if you are taking any work, we have to analyze the pros and cons, and we have to analyze in a different multi 360 degree. So how we can able to approach, finally we have to take the decision. So this is the moral of the story of version 3. And the story goes on version 4. So again, meantime, after the 3 races, the rabbit and turtle become very good friends, pretty good friends. And they said that, okay, so we will have the race again, and we will work together and we will make the race. So again, so what happened? The race started. Rabbit carry the turtle until the land end, and after that the river comes in, turtle carry the rabbit, and both they touch the finishing line. So this is what is the moral of the story of version 4? Pardon? Excellent. Teamwork. So teamwork, with the team we can achieve the success. So that is I am seeing from the Department of Commerce. So why I am narrating the story, all this. So each and every individual having certain core competency. So one staff is having a skill set of communication, one staff is a student having the hard work, so one student having the different skill set. So core competency, all the staff or all the people doesn't have the unique characteristics or unique skill set. Each and every individual have unique. But as a leader or as a team builder, so we have to identify the core competency, and you have to bridge and you have to make the team, build the team. So if you move towards that, so we can achieve a lot of success. So that is happened today. So I know personally what effort and pain taken by the Department of Commerce. So not only the faculty member, even from the student side. So you have taken a well-versed organizing such a kind of wonderful international conference. I'll be very happy and proud that to be part of this international conference. Anyway, on this occasion, on behalf of management, I extend my sincere thanks and gratitude. So one to the guests, those are from UAE, and another is from Mr. Krishnamurthy sir, from represented from SEMA. So not only from a representative from SEMA, he is a major sponsor of this particular conference. Sir, thank you very much for your wonderful support, so making this conference live. And coming to the topic, as we are in the management division, management line, so paradigm shift in the business and economy. So 30 years back itself, one Indian management guru called C.K. Prahalad, so he's a well-known management guru in Indian context. He majorly influenced the global business by coming out the thought-provoking concept of bottom of pyramid. Everyone knows the pyramid. So starting with this triangular shape, a pyramid is. So coming to the bottom, there will be more space. So now we identify 30 years back. So previously, before 30 years, all the company, they concentrate only on the rich people or the highly net worth individual people. So they are not focused even from Hindustan Lever or Coca-Cola or whatever the company as a multinational or the Indian company. So they focused only on the top of the pyramid. So he found out and he done a research in the management and come out and he had given the presentation to all the multinational company. If you are failed to focus on the bottom of pyramid, so which occupies more percentage in the world population, then it is very difficult you to survive. So now all the company, they thought and they redesigned and the paradigm shift happened of approaching the business. So now you can see that the company come out with a product of 50 gram or 10 gram or 1 rupee. If you take Hindustan Unilever, even 1 rupee sachet is available. If you take any other Sunrise company, so it all 50 gram or 10 rupees pack is available. So this concept was initial 30 years back. Prahalad says the company, if you are not approached in this way towards the business model, it's very difficult you to survive. The same thing has happened. Such kind of intellectuals the Indian management is having. So there is a great shift between the approach of packaging and the approach of developing the product, and they can able to market in the context. So this kind of paradigm shift happening not only for Indian context, in the global level. So even if you take a McDonald's, so how the McDonald's happen into the emergence in the US, so a lot of women, they are going for workforce. So both husband and wife, they are going for working, and suddenly there is a great gap between of this kind of fast food or instant food. So this gap rightly utilized by the McDonald's and they come out with the fast food outlet, the greatly success has happened. And coming to the touching point of in India, if you take Tamil Nadu, Achi Masala, the same formula they had taken 20 years back, again in Tamil Nadu, so a lot of women, they are going for working force. They rightly identify there is a big gap in this particular segment. So they come out with all kinds of product related to instant need of the kitchen items or food making, right from chili powder to now the greatest variety of product they are able to launch. They have the success in that. The major idea behind that, so the thing is we have to proactive thinking, we have to make kind of visionary. So we should know that what type of changes happening, what type of gap, you have to identifying the gap. Then if you enter into that, not only for the business, even for the career, so we have to know that which segment having the greatest opportunity, we have to rightly taken up and we have to move, definitely we'll have the success. So closely visible all successful story of the business. So there is some kind of their perceiveness and they can able to proactively think, so this particular field will happen in the near future. So definitely there will be good scope for that. So with this, so my deep appreciation to the department head and all the staff members and even the event conference coordinators. So all they worked very well and they come out the conference in a very grand way. So I also heard from the head of the department and conference coordinators, you have received paper across the globe, not only from India. So thanks to the technology, here we have to thanks to the technology, we received the paper across the globe. So slowly we are also reaching out our SRM Ramapuram brand, not only for Tamil Nadu or India, it's reaching to across the global level. So with this, I hope, so this is an opportunity for not only for the researcher, those are pursuing PhD or a research program, it is also opportunity for postgraduate student. You are going to take up research as your career or you are going to do as in a business. So is right, listen what other researcher they are presenting the paper, how they are taken up the problem, how they are approach the problem, how they are going to do. It will be a very good information to all of us. Even I am also awaiting to listen the presentation by the researcher from the different, across different sector. So my best wishes. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your appreciation and the moral you shared with us today. Integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are the three essential qualities of leadership. These qualities of a leader not only make his team more stronger, but also tenaciousness. It gives me a great pleasure to call our director, Dr. V. Subaya Bharati, to deliver keynote address.
Very good morning to all of you. At the outset, on behalf of management of SRM IST, we express our gratitude to Shri Irwan Lahuri from UAE, Dr. Arabi Mabouli from Sultanate of Oman, Mr. Krishnamurthy for helping us to conduct this 2 days virtual international conference in a grand manner. Also, our sincere respects to our Chief Director, Dean Research, Dean S&H, VPs, HODs and my dear students. This conference is being organized in a very challenging time, as Dean Research expressed. A war is at our doorstep. We are not very sure about how it is going to happen, but we are against war. Personally, I am against war. It is not political. I am totally against war. Fortunately, Government of India are also taking a neutral step, asking both countries to come to the table for negotiations. Let us hope this war will end very soon. Because of that, in almost all the countries, the stock markets are wildly fluctuating. As a commerce faculty and student, you will be able to understand what is the connection between stock market and a war. Okay, probably general public may not know, but you know why stock markets are fluctuating while there is a war. Several thousand kilometers away the war is happening, but it is directly affecting a common man in India because this global, every country is very tightly connected with a business network. No country is self-sufficient. We are depending on other countries for many goods. Because of war, the supply chain is highly disrupted. So we are now in short of supplies from those countries. Because of that, there is a huge trouble happening in all the countries. We hope it will end very soon. This global economy, the concept of global economy come to India during 90s when late Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, that government introduced or opened gates for India, global economy. Foreign direct investment started flowing from 90s. After that, there is a huge leap in our economy. However, with very cautious steps, any foreign companies cannot directly open its business here, but in collaboration with a partner here. So Maruti Suzuki, so Hero Honda. So any foreign company cannot directly open a company here, but they can do it in collaboration for certain years. After that, they can separate it. So major companies come to India, our economy flourished. So it is a very forward step taken by that government at that point of time. Now it is going well. But in the past few years, our GDP has come down very drastically because one reason is because of pandemic. Projections are very less. So our GDP growth, it will not reach that level of pre-pandemic level. We don't know. It will take 3 to 4 years or maybe more. But steps are being taken. Now, as far as this particular topic is concerned, I would appeal to all the people who are going to deliberate in this conference to take into account this paradigm shift. You have to include technology impact on business and economy, because this is going to play a very vital role in the present context. Technology. See, India received more and more automobile companies in last 2 decades. Chennai is a hub for automobile. Hyundai, Ford, or most of the companies started their companies here. But unfortunately, because of technology, now they are moving towards EV, electric vehicle. So those companies who rely on manufacturing automobile vehicles with internal combustion engine, they are going to shut down all their factories, because electric vehicle is going to be the order of the day. So down the line, next few years, all these companies will be closed down. This technology is called disruptive technology. Technology is a welcome thing, but any technology will destroy the previous one. So when electric vehicle becomes order of the day, most of the companies, they have to shut down. All the employees will lose the job. It will not stop. They say electric vehicle now. Already they started doing research on driverless vehicle. So electric vehicle, down the line, maybe in another 7 to 8 years, they will launch driverless vehicle. So all the drivers will lose job. Disruptive technology. Technology is a good thing, but it is destroying the previous thing. So your business, economy will have a direct impact based on the new technologies coming up. One more technology that is playing a very vital role nowadays is artificial intelligence. You talk to your friend that, say, you are going to purchase a refrigerator. You are only talking to a friend. Same day, if you open your Facebook or Insta, the advertisements are pouring in. You are not informing to anybody, but you are just talking to your friend. How they know that you are going to purchase a refrigerator? Your smartphone is listening to you. Your mic is listening to you. You may think that it is inside your pocket, but it is always watching you. And there are tools. They will understand your behavior. Simply saying you are digitally manipulated. Those who are vulnerable, today the marketing people, they are manipulating you. Even you may not have any idea of purchasing a particular thing. They will be after you. After 1 month or so, obviously you will be convinced to go for the purchase. To that extent, all the engines are working with artificial intelligence. They manipulate your behavior. That is the biggest threat, challenge. At the same time, market is booming. So now as a commerce faculty or a student, what you are going to do? Is it a business ethic? Business is happening, but you are manipulating people. So these are all few things you have to understand now. Second thing is, again, a paradigm shift. India is a vast country with stores, physical stores. சொல்லப்போனால் நம்ம ஊரில் சின்ன சின்ன கடைகள் வச்சு வியாபாரம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, சின்ன கடைகள். Then they started supermarket. All the small shops gone. Then supermarket became the attractive thing. Then they started malls. The small supermarkets, they got vanished. Now they moved to Amazon, Flipkart. Everything becomes digital. So this advancements in technology has a huge impact. Now they are planning even the malls or supermarkets completely technology enabled, so no need to have any manpower inside. You walk inside a supermarket, nobody will be there to receive you. You go and pick up your items and you can come back without paying. But automatically money will be deducted from your credit card or account. So everything is technologically clearly arranged. So without human beings, you can run the business. But country like India, with a huge population, these developments will really help. So there are two things. You are trying to develop business, technologically enabled, but at the same time, people are deprived of jobs. So how to balance it? How to balance? It is a question. It is a question. So you know very well, India is the youngest nation now, with almost 65% of the population is in the working age group, below 35. Below 35. There is a huge requirement for job. High youth population, but the jobs available are not matching with the population. Either you have to generate job or will lead to social chaos. Social chaos. That's why in our campus, even though SRM University is able to bring lot of placements, heavy placements happening in our campus, but we promote entrepreneurship. Because instead of looking for job, you have to create jobs. That is our mission. And Science and Humanities already they started this process. They are organizing so many workshops. So I have to request you to include this in this conference. Entrepreneurship should be a major focus. So this paradigm shift is how we are going to capitalize the domestic market with entrepreneurs. So that is, again, social entrepreneurship is a new area where there is a huge space available. So those things have to be taken up in this conference for deliberation. So end of the day, after the conference is over, there should be a lot of takeaways and lot of insights to the participants and our students. And I wish all success for this conference, and I congratulate the department for having come out with a very relevant topic for this conference. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Dream big, stay positive, work hard, and enjoy the journey. These are the expressions best suits to a person who have proved with his remarkable journey. And it gives me an immense pleasure to call our Chief Director, Dr. N. Seduraman, to deliver Presidential Address.
Very good morning to everyone. Distinguished guests, Sri Irwan Muhammad Lahuri and Dr. Arabi Maule. All my colleagues on the dais, off the dais, members of the faculty, participants from other colleges, my dear students. In the campus where we have two engineering colleges, one dental college. Generally, today, if not in India, at least in Tamil Nadu, engineering technology or engineering institutions, colleges, whether it is IIT or Anna University or Iswari or SRM IST, they are given some importance, not me. I don't belong to, maybe our director. Except director, all others, we belong to non-engineering. Why I am saying, here is a college, here is a faculty who can create vibration in the minds of even engineering students. That is College of Science and Humanities of SRM IST. Sundar, Dean, he has touched upon various points. Started with the story. and ended with the Achi Masala. Professor Bharati, Subbiya Bharati, director, he also touched upon the technology, business, globalization, etc. But both expressed some apprehension about the war. First World War, Second World War, Third World War, likely like that. You need not have any apprehension. One thing you might have seen in reality, if both the fellows, when they are fighting with each other, both the fellows are strong enough, they will not boldly fight in such a manner that will put an end to their life. Everybody wants to live, whether it is an American or Russian or Indian. They may try to cause damage. There may be human loss. There may be material loss. But in the world, there are so many countries. See, in the beginning, 4 days before, we were all thinking, Russia moving towards attacking. But fifth day, okay, agreed for dialogue. Again, there is a small snag. There was a failure. Not failure, not willing. They are shifting the place to some other area. Why I am giving, there is a scope for commerce. There is a scope for business. There is a scope for the development of economy in the world. What happened? Small shops are, when malls came, even now, here and there existing, people are able to manage. When you have determination, when you are going to use your technology, when you are going to apply the technology in any business, we will be able to succeed. In those days, I hail from a village, agriculture family. சினிமாவிலையும் பாட்டு பார்க்கணும். கருது நல்லா விளைய வச்சு அறுத்து போடு செல்லக்கன்னு விருதுநகர் வியாபாரிக்கு வித்து போடு செல்லக்கன்னு. In those days, in bullock cart, we used to carry our paddies, chilies. Now things are different. We can call the businessman come to the place where you have your material. Now, because of the technology, they have chosen this topic, paradigm shift in business and economy. Challenges. There is a shift, no doubt. Whenever you move from the routine to second level or different level, you will come across challenges. When engineering colleges started, there was a talk. People will become, many colleges, so many colleges, people will become unemployed. How recruitment is going on everywhere, including in our campus. About 1,700 our engineering college, IST, they have placed students. Science and humanities also placed. People used to say, நீ பிபிஏ படிச்சு என்ன செய்ய போகிற, பிகாம் படிச்சு என்ன செய்ய போகிற, ஒரு இன்ஜினியராக, ஒரு டாக்டராக. Today it's different. Without business, people who are employed, they are waiting for, first day of the month. Entrepreneurs, they need not. So, there is a scope for development. In any field, That is why when there is a major shift in the business and trade system, brick and mortar to e-commerce, industrial economy to knowledge economy. I think probably 7 or 10 years before we were talking about, even Sundar men agree, talking about industrial economy. Today, knowledge economy. Paper currency to e-money. Nobody is going to bank. Money transfer. I'm not talking about money laundry. Money transfer. From local markets to global markets. Even in villages, they contact cities, district headquarters. Likewise, from capital to abroad, foreign countries, global market. Application of global from urban-rural markets to rural-urban markets. Standardization to customization turned into wide selection from different players. Wide selection from different players. Counterless check, which means no cash counters for customer checkout. What our director was telling. You can simply go to any mall, anything you can take, but there is a danger. As he said, you are being watched. You are being monitored. Rather, you are being chased. At home, sometimes, children will pester, wife will pester, oh, this is the new item. It has come, we can use it. I can complete the home, cooking or any item in no time. So naturally, whether we like it or not, we oblige out of compulsion sometimes. So what I mean to say, now after this Amazon, what kind of changes we have seen? All these are possible because of the emerging technology. Just imagine we studied in those days, lecturer used to come and deliver lecture. Today, whether it is pandemic or anything, okay, we can learn through online. We are also, our faculty, they have become accustomed to handle online classes. In the beginning, there was a criticism, there was a talk about how is it possible. See, because of technology, writing examination, even 1 or 2 years, even that is not acceptable. Medical courses offered through online. First year MBBS, second year MBBS. People talked about how is it possible, engineering. Yes, going on. Now probably in this campus or in any campus, 2-year students, current first year and second years, they did not have any idea about physical classes, only online. Now, due to this paradigm, apparent shift in commerce and business, the following changes are required. You must bear in mind. Teacher-oriented education to learner-oriented education. If you don't provide the skills, the knowledge the learner wants, they will not give you any respect. They will not listen to you. I can learn through internet. Why should I come to the class? They will ask. Employee-oriented to performance-oriented. I have completed my portions. I have completed the syllabus. What is the outcome? Outcome-based. Whether your students are capable of facing any challenges in their life when they go out of the college. Performance-oriented. Innovation and technology application in day-to-day educational system. We have to adapt, we have to make use of the latest technology in our day-to-day. Very important item. Instead of control system, modern management aims to empower the people. Many people, they do not have confidence. Even parents, they say, அவன் சின்ன பையன்ப்பா, அவன்கிட்டலாம் பொறுப்பு கொடுக்காத, அவனால் செய்ய முடியாது. Even in people, mothers, they think, சின்ன அவளுக்கு என்ன தெரியும், அவள் பொண்ணு, அவளுக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியாது. Empower. Whether male or female, empower. They have proved they will be able to do. So I'm happy that you have chosen, because all other points are touched upon by previous speakers. So my appeal to my colleagues, my faculty, my teacher, you must be talented. Talent just like that would not come. You should read. You should consult many books. Eager to learn and adapt to the new technology. See, in my days, till I say 1990, we did not use computer in little only. After that, without computer, without phone, living life is difficult. So, you must be eager to learn and adapt the new technology and environment. They should be active and accountable. Accountable, very important. Just like when you invest money, you are doubly careful. You take all possible steps to avoid loss. When the same thing when you are in an office, in a business company, that also you should think. Otherwise, if there is no accountability, what will happen? Parents, when you admit your children in schools, நல்ல மார்க் எடுத்துருவான், இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ் சேர்ந்துருவான், மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ் சேர்ந்துருவான். தி அதர் வே, அவங்க சரியாகவே சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கறதில்ல, கேட்கறதுக்கு ஆள் இல்லை. No accountability, net result is loss. Loss may be in different dimensions. That we should keep it in mind. They should be calm and clear, communicate. Communication. What you want, you must be able to communicate. They should be honest to the profession. They should be eminent, at the same time encourage others to follow. There are people who will not encourage it. They will take care of themselves. Even sometimes if you see some teachers, what they learn, what even from one class, A section, நீ ஏன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டு, நீ B section சொல்லிடாத. No. That should not be. Otherwise, they are capable. You should encourage. Last one is, they should be our teachers. You should be respectful. Then only we will be able to. So I am happy that College of Science and Humanity of IST, they have done a wonderful program. Just merely conducting this conference will not be sufficient. Recommendations should go to government. Recommendations should go to private agencies like CIA. You should send your recommendation. It should be sent to all other universities, higher education institutions. If they, not only that, SRM, IST, College of Science and Humanity are organizing such a program. No. Your ideas, your good ideas, it should be known to others. They will also be benefited by such a kind of conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your reminiscence of our earlier life and how we transformed to what we are now. Exactly a paradigm shift. As we repeatedly mentioned, the greatest achievement of our department this year is the successful execution of this international conference. As a remembrance of this event, the department has come out with a souvenir containing the research papers that are to be presented soon. We, the Department of Commerce, would like to release this souvenir titled Paradigm Shift in Business and Economy, Challenges, Initiatives, and Strategies in Global Context. I request our Chief Director, Dr. N. Seduraman, to release the souvenir and hand over the copies to all the dignitaries on the dais. I request all the participants in the hall to stand up and give a big applause for this event.
Moving right along, it's time to introduce our guest of honor. May I request Dr. Kabirdas Devi to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. R.B. Madbowli, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman.
It's my pride to introduce our guest of honor of this event. Dr. R.B. Madbowli is the head of the Department of Business and Accounting, Muscat College, since 2017 till recently. He holds a PhD degree in Economics, Prediction of Currency Crisis 2007, MSc degree in Economics, Capital Flows of Emerging Markets 1999, and Bachelor in Commerce from Helwan University, Egypt. He has over 25 articles in international economics, macroeconomics, finance, entrepreneurship, HR, marketing, knowledge management, and corporate governance. He published a book, Microeconomics, in Arabic, and 2 translated published books. He participated as a keynote speaker and was assigned as a member of technical committees in many international conferences. Arabi reviewed many PhD theses. Further, he participated as an external examiner to many PhD and MSc theses. He is an editorial board member of 2 international journals and reviewer for another 5.
It's time to honor our guest of honor. Our Dean, Dr. C. Sundar, would be felicitating our guest of honor virtually. Sir, I take great pride in inviting you to deliver a special address.
Hello? Hello? Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Can I start? Am I audible?
You're audible, sir. You're audible.
Sorry?
You're audible, sir.
My voice is audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. You can start, sir. Please.
I can start?
Yes, sir. Please, you can start, sir, please.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning to all. It's my honor and my pleasure to join this unique event. Actually, it's a great time for me to join this elite of experts and academia people in such unique event. Thank you so much. Actually, it's a big challenge for me also to talk after this strong models which I have listened, and after the vision about the technology and its impact and the industry collaboration with the academia. I'll overcome this challenge by having insights from the academia perspective, because this is an international conference and I have many scholars there, many researchers, many PhD and many master students. So I believe that it's the time to share the insights together. How the business models will go, how our research will go. Are there now research gaps? Are there now areas of research? I believe definitely all of us can say yes. It's worth to say that COVID-19 pandemic has severely shocked all of our mechanisms, that we can say now that all our known systems which are familiar with may not work. This is the truth. This is our current world. With the COVID-19 pandemic, some concepts that were ignored or not noticed may become permanent now. In addition, it's predicted that some of trends which we applied for a long time will become more prominent in the post-COVID-19. So I suggest to handle this matter from three perspectives: the international perspective, the national perspective, and the micro perspective of the company. Only I highlight some insights which may just spot the light on the areas of research which might go. And I myself invite all my colleagues there to connect me. We can go for joint research together and do amazing work in these areas. So on the global level, definitely now, after the long time of globalization, after the long time of going to free trade world, now we have another phenomenon. Again, rising the regionalization. So with the post-COVID-19 world, we may go again to regionalization instead of globalization. This is a very important point. The recovery of COVID-19 pandemic is likely to see a return to the previous globalization wave. Therefore, there is an opportunity to address some of weakness of globalization through a more regionally based world economy. This might offer a better balance between the national and international interests, efficiency and resilience in the global supply chain, and between growth and equal impact. This is the first point which as researchers can take care, can highlight. Another point is, how will be the FDI in the near future? Now, I have a question or area of research, which is, will the post-COVID-19 world be less open to foreign direct investment? A very important question. And we have some evidence for this. Even before COVID-19, in more foreign direct investment policies were being tightened due to some concerns about the impact of foreign acquisition on technology, competition, level playing field, and national security. So here, there are some trends even before COVID-19 against more FDI. or regulating the FDI. So here we may find that more acceleration to local investment rather than foreign direct investment. We may find some reshaping of foreign direct investment. On another hand, a very important point, which we for a long time we did not notice, now we are seeing, is that export restrictions. In the time of pandemic, we noted that many cases of export restrictions. Dozens of governments have banned or limited exports of vital medical supplies and food. Are this legal under the WTO? Are this behavior legal according to the EU laws? Definitely no. So how it was happened? How this was allowed? Such bans are not allowed in normal time, but the rules do not apply when the measures are adjusted on health ground. Here we are facing a new phenomenon of restricting the exports. The only real here is that export bans is the trade of foreign relations and that cut the access of independence of import. Another point which we all noticed and we all maybe personally impacted now is that global supply chain will not be the same in the post-COVID-19. The current event definitely will force business to re-engineer their global value chains. These chains were designed to maximize the efficiency and the profits. And while just-in-time manufacturing may be optimal way of producing complex products during the pandemic and also after the pandemic, then we can say that firms would be forced by their shareholders and rating agencies to think about the resilience of their global supply chain. They might need to diversify their supplier base to protect against any disruptions affecting the particular procedure or particular geographic location. There may be some reshoring. But this thinking will also create opportunity for less popular investment destinations. The change is not only in the global or in the FDR or in supply chain, no. The change is coming also to our customers. How the consumer will behave, how the consumer attitude. Definitely, there is fundamental change in the consumer values toward the new era of selfness. Definitely, there is a change. Now, there is a shift from individuality, self-realization, and self-interest towards such stronger emphasis that care for others and selfness. So there is a change in the attitude of behavior, the attitude of consumers, from self-interest to the social interest. Now I am not only caring myself, I am caring myself and all the people who are surrounding me because they will affect me. How? So there's a change into the new social mindset. Then it raises deep question about the fundamental the drivers of human agents in the business economy. Definitely, further research, particularly in marketing and HRM, is likely focused on understanding the behavior and psychological change in the employees and also in the consumer. The change will be extended also to the business process, because now business process will not be the same. All of our businesses should rethink, should consider matters which you would not consider earlier. For example, flexibility. Organization need more flexibility now. The hierarchy, the leadership, the business process, supply chain, all of this need to be rethought again. Okay, it's expected to tend in form of flexible working, out of office working, and other working time arrangements. The control here on employees, the communication with employees will be definitely needs more and more research. Another point is the contracts. It's considered that preferring flexible, local currency indexed, relatively short-term alternative contracts will be among the new trends. And now all of us see the case of gig economy and the contracts under the gig economy and how it's working and how it's going more and more booming. On the other hand, the business also, a very important process in the business, need to rethink about it. It's the control, how the control function will work. Now, flexible practices can be developed in audit activities and in the development of dissemination of self-control, which can provide a great benefit. Another important point, as our list of honor said, the technology. The use of technology is a factor that can be extremely beneficial in uncertainty, crisis, and unusual situations. As a matter of fact, during the pandemic process, especially, the important benefits of information technology have come to light. It's expected that the use of technology will increase the post-COVID-19 period. In its technology usage, e-application, information technology, robotics, automation will become widespread. Here, we need to be ready for this. Investment is required. More R&D is required. More research from research is required. The change will be also extended to the full strategy revision of the business. Here, the challenges posed by COVID-19 crisis can be seen by all stakeholders as an opportunity to revise corporate strategies and operations. Management, in particular, should explore the opportunities offered by green agenda and digital transformation to rethink the balance between physical and virtual environments and the process. This is a very important point. Sustainability. With the expectation that the concept of sustainability gains more importance, it's predicted that it would not only apply ecologically and economically, but also for all other organizational activities. So now sustainability will become one theme of our life. Finally, I just like to highlight that the post-COVID-19 world will have another theme of entrepreneurship, which we can call international entrepreneurship, through the online business activities. And it's a good opportunity for our entrepreneurs to innovate on the global scale. Also, there is a very important scope of integration of social and commercial mission. This, in the given time, okay, I believe that I did not cross my time. I'd like only to thank and provide my congratulations and heartiest thanks to SRM Institute of Science and Technology and the College of Science and the Humanities, Department of Commerce. A special thank, a special thank sorry, I'm not so familiar with the special thank is given to the chairman, Dr. Siva Kumar, co-chairman, Dr. Nirajajan, chief director, Dr. Sitaramamam, director, Dr. Sitaramamam, dean of research, Dr. Venkatash Lapathu, dean, Dr. Sundar, vice president academics, Dr. Ashukan, vice president admin, Dr. Diliban, and Dr. Janice, the assistant professor of commerce. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate if any of our colleagues like to join me in any research, all of our researchers, all of our scholars, there is a very scope of research and we can jointly work together and find fantastic output. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable speech, sir. You brought out all the salient features of current paradigm shift in business and economy. Benjamin Franklin said that best investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. At this juncture, I would like to attribute this proverb to our chief guest because his valuable past makes him important today and it will make an impact on the future generation. May I request Dr. Chandramouli, conference convener, to introduce our chief guest, Sri Irwan Muhammad Lahuri, Head of International Finance Operations, Dragon Oil Holding Limited, Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Very good morning to all. It's gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our international chief guest on the August occasion. Irwan Mohammad Lari is currently the head of International Finance Operations. Dragon Oil Holding Limited is a subsidiary of Emirates National Oil Company, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, having 22 years of experience in oil and gas industry. He is having more responsible and accountable for finance and accounts of Dragon Oil International Oil and gas assets in Turkmenistan, Egypt, and Iraq. Accountabilities include implementation of finance control and governance to ensure compliance to commercial and fiscal terms of the respective production, sharing contracts, concession agreement, and local laws of countries to protect Dragon's Oil financial resources. Irwan has a bachelor's degree in accounting from the International Islamic University, Malaysia, postgraduate degree, Executive MBA Energy from BI Norwegian Business School, Oslo, and is a chartered accountant and member of CIMA UK and CPA Australia. Currently leading a team responsible for excellence pillar of towards 2027 Finance Department Transformation Initiative. Prior years, working experience in oil and gas accounting and joint venture management accounting with Petronas and partners such as Shell, ExxonMobil, Total, ENI, Chevron, and Lundin, oversighting projects in Chad, Cameroon, Gabon, Iran, Indonesia, Vietnam, Myanmar, and Malaysia. Thank you.
It's time to honor our chief guest. Our head of department would be felicitating our chief guest virtually. So I take great pride inviting you to deliver the inaugural address.
Okay, let me share my screen with all of you here.
Your screen, sir?
All right, can you see my screen and can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much to the organizer, CIMA, SRM Institute Science and Technology, Ramapuram Campus, College of Science and Humanity, Head of Department of Commerce, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for having me for today, where I'm going to share with you the paradigm shift in upstream oil and gas exploration and production transitioning into cleaner energy. Pandemic has accelerated this in the E&P industry. E&P industry is to decarbonize in the low carbon economy to stay relevant. Yeah. So I just want to share with you, before I'm going into detail, I just want to share the CIMA ACPA insight, where CIMA published a lot of articles about post-pandemic recovery, how this impact the business, the budget for recovery and long-term economic future for the UK as an example, and an article on the perfect storm for digital acceleration. From time to time, me as an accountant with the Dragon Oil, I refer to CIMA article to assist doing my work and eventually assist the organization to come up with a strategy, what is next post-pandemic recovery. I just want to share with you the industry outlook and the challenges. All right, this is basically the value chain of oil and gas upstream industry. Yeah, we have the upstream where we find the oil. We have a lot of exploration activities. We are producing the oil. I mean, there is a production activity involved, yeah, and to produce the oil from the subsurface. And after the upstream, we have the midstream, yeah, the transportation of the oil to the export point, yeah, oil and gas, yeah, need to be transported to the processing center to be converted into the industry activities, including the retail and marketing and also petrochemical industry. I just want to share with you, upstream E&P business is a high-risk business. Yeah, you can drill a well that costs 30 million, 50 million, or even 100 million, depending on the depth of the well, and still you don't find any hydrocarbon there. You don't find even a single drop of oil. Yeah, it's a high-risk business. It's a capital and technology-intensive industry. At the same time, we have a robust health and safety environment, yeah, as part of the value chain. In a way, our upstream E&P is a free of cost doing business, because why? In majority of our activity, for every single $1 that we spend, we can recover back from the host government. Yeah, so in a way, the industry is a free of cost. $1 you spend, $1 you can get back. Maybe not in terms of monetary value, but in terms of barrel of oil. Yeah, upstream industry is more like a government to government, and our revenue is very much defined by the fiscal term that we have with the government. Say, for instance, a company A of an E&P company upstream business sign an agreement with the government, and as part of that agreement, we have to explore the oil there and produce the oil, and we're gonna get share of oils in terms of barrels. Yeah, the barrels of oil is very much determined by the oil price, by the production, and the cost that we have incurred. Unfortunately, we used to be the darling in the stock exchange, but nowadays, because of the issues that we face, because of the industry is perceived as a kind of a dirty industry, yeah, that pollute the world, that cause pollution, that cause sickness, that cause damage to the world, the industry is no longer perceived as the darling of the stock exchange. These are just among the challenges that we face nowadays. This is a very difficult phase of oil and gas industry. We have acquisition and exploration activities, yeah, development, production, and abandonment, decommissioning of oil and gas facilities. There is a huge demand nowadays, yeah, in the market, where if you notice, the big boys like Shell, BP, Exxon, they start to sell their old asset, yeah, in the name of focusing on realigning their business strategy into renewable, into cleaner energy. As such, there is a huge potential and huge activities for the smaller E&P companies to grab that asset, to buy that asset, and to continue with the production of that asset, which is between 5 to 10 years. Yeah, initially, if you start signing the agreement with any host government, you have a license to operate in that field for 30 years. Yeah, towards the end, this is where the market now is shifting towards the end. Now between 5 to 10 years, they start to sell in those assets which is in the production, they start to sell it off, yeah, and to make money out of that. And the money, the proceed from that selling of the asset, they start to focusing their money to the more renewable energy, which I'm going to discuss it later. And this is a very typical E&P company broad strategy. Our focus is monetization of the asset as soon as possible and get the surplus cash. And we continue building our portfolio and paying dividend to the shareholders. Yeah, our target, we always focus on the sustainable business, E&P, to continue building the production. Production growth is our part of the strategy, and the reserve replacement. In terms of cost, we are very much focused in a cost management. We try to do more with less. That is the concept in oil and gas industry. Even though we can recover back whatever that we spend in the activity from the host government, but we always do with the cost as a top priority. We continue building the portfolio, and then now I'm the next few slides I'm going to discuss with you. The portfolio in the industry now is shifting more to a cleaner energy sources and also more on the renewable. But still, yeah, the high quality asset still very much in the portfolio of oil and gas or E&P company. Yeah, of course, the people, process, governance, and technology play very much a role in this whole E&P company broad strategy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is fossil fuel bad or good? What do you think about it? What do you have in mind when people talk about oil and gas industry? We're talking about exploration of oil. You know, I mean, those engineers, drilling engineers, petroleum engineers, going to the offshore to explore the oil. Is a fossil oil hydrocarbon is a bad or good? What picture that you have about us? Is this one? Or is this one the picture that you have? Right? And this one, as a result of a Macondo tragedy, drilling Macondo in Deepwater Horizon in April 2010, and also the ExxonMobil oil spill Port Valdez in 1989. Is this the image that you have in the industry of E&P? Maybe yes. Yeah, but the reality, fossil fuel will still be dominant in the energy mix in the Asian economy. If you see China, this is the analysis, the production. I mean, the projection by IEA, International Energy Association, yeah, which is based in Paris. For China, you will see 50-50 of the energy mix between renewable and also hydrocarbon, gas and oil. For India, yeah, still very much dominated by coal, oil and gas, and some portion of nuclear and renewable. This is from 2019 to 2030, yeah, the projection from 2019 to 2030. Southeast Asia, still very much coal, again, based on the hydrocarbon, the fossil fuel. Africa, more on the renewable. Interesting facts there. Middle East, this is very much on the gas, yeah. Central America, Japan, and this is the developed country. In the Asian economy, oil and gas, hydrocarbon, including coal, is still a dominant energy mix in the economy of Asian countries. Yeah. So the question whether those geologists, whether petroleum engineer, drilling engineer, will they still have a job when they graduated from college? The answer is still there. There is still job, there is activity, there is a demand for the fossil fuel and hydrocarbon. Yeah? There is still demand. And again, there is a 3 scenario to explore the energy transition to 2050. Yeah? The first case, the scenario is business as usual. Yeah, this is the rapid case scenario, and this is net zero, where you may heard from the media how company pledged to have a net zero carbon by 2050. BP, Shell, Exxon, yeah, especially in the scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. Yeah, so if here is very much maybe if we do something a little bit to the business, to the activities, considering the scope one is basically direct emission from the operation. If you do something about it, this would be the projection by 2050. Yeah, we will not be achieving net zero carbon. If we are doing something including scope 2 is indirect emission from the energy that the company buy. This would be the direction. We may be there. It's about 5 gigaton of CO2 emission. If the company is targeting scope 1, scope 2, including scope 3, which is customer emission, where meaning to say it's the life cycle of the industry, where company buy, then sell, produce, and sell and buy, that life cycle of activities, economic activities. If that is addressed, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, hopefully, we will be able to achieve a net zero carbon by 2050, yeah, as per the target. All right, still, yeah, if you see, based on this scenario, I mean, still the dominant, the activity, I mean, resources, the energy mix, yeah, especially in the Asian country, where the economies to grow will still be coal, gas, and oil. That is the fact. But the economy, major economy like China and other developed economy like US and Europe, the focus, the shift is on the more cleaner energy, focusing on the renewable. Yeah. So this is the primary energy consumption by the sector. If you see, industry still will be dominant in 2050, and also the transportation. Yeah, the professor, the head of department mentioned about electric car and stuff like that. But where do we generate the electric? Is it solely from renewable, or is it the fossil fuel have to generate the electricity? Yeah, so it's something that we have to think and ponder about it. Yeah. All right. The world that we are living now is what we term it as a VUCA world. It's volatility. It's a volatile world that we are living. It's full of uncertainty, and it's a very complex and a lot of ambiguity. So this is the world that we are living now. That is the fact. Yeah. You see the pandemic. This is the example of the VUCA world. People lose job because of the economy, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. People lose job. People lose their passion. They suddenly are out of job because companies are not commercially viable anymore because of the pandemic. They mentioned Russia-Ukraine war now. Yeah, Afghanistan, the issue in Yemen, the issue in Somalia. Yeah, this is the world that we are living in. And also, this is some Tonga volcano update recently. There is a volcano eruption quite recent in January 16, 2022. There is a tsunami 10 years ago in Japan. Yeah, this is it is a catastrophic not only to the human being but also to the economy. This is the reality, the VUCA world that we are living in. And like it or not, interestingly, there is a news recently. There is a great resignation happening in Europe and US. People don't want to go to an office anymore. People don't want to work as an office-based employees anymore. This is happening in that side of the world. But at the same time, will they provide opportunity from other part of the world to fill up this vacant position that left behind by these people, by the Americans and the Europeans? Yeah, so there is a great mass resignation of example of pilot forces Cathay Pacific to step up hiring. But where do we get the talent? Do we have the right talent to continue with the business? Yeah, so this is happening in the VUCA world. And this VUCA world, if you notice, affect the crude oil price. Yeah. So this is the 10 years graph that I want to show and share with you. And during the pandemic, this is the level of the oil price. When there is no demand, there is no activities. Us in the E&P industry, we suffered a lot. Yeah, back in 2020. But now, in a way, war between Ukraine and Russia kind of benefiting us, the E&P industry. The oil price now is around 110. Yeah, 100 to 110. because the highest I think in 2014, where the oil price is about 114 or 110. Yeah. So you can see how the VUCA will affect the economy, and based on the statistic by McKinsey and the economy, if the oil price down below 30, for instance, yeah, at an oil price of 30, the oil will about 0.6 million barrel a day of a global production wipe out and become uneconomic to produce anymore. Yeah, even if at 25, it's about 2.5 million gone out of the global production. So the industry is very much impacted by the oil price movement, something that beyond control because of that VUCA world that we are living in. Yeah, and it seems from the McKinsey and company analysis, for the field, for the production of the oil and gas, or the hydrocarbon to be economical, the oil price has to be 30 and above. Other than that, below than that, yeah, it will be not economical. So this is the VUCA world that we are in, yeah, and how they impact the oil price, and how this oil price impact the global production, and how this global production will impact the bigger economy of the world, yeah, or even for the country, right? So from VUCA world, there is the positive side of VUCA. Yeah, the positive side of VUCA is we have to have a reimagine our vision of the organization, which direction where we're going to go. Yeah, so we're reimagining a lot of our ENP players now, reimagining their energy and their vision of the company. Yeah, we have to have an understanding of the world now. Yeah, we have to have a clarity, and more importantly in this VUCA, the positive aspect of VUCA is about agility and adaptability. Yeah, how agile we are if something, if the oil price, let's say, in the downward movement, what shall we do? How agile we are, how adaptable we are to the situation. Yeah, how are we going to protect our revenue? How are we going to protect the operation, the production? Yeah, how we're going to make sure our promises that we have with the government will be delivered still, despite all the oil price. All right. So how, because of that VUCA, the positive aspect of VUCA, we have these sustainable development goals by the UNDP. Yeah. So if you read in the article, if you read in the media, a lot of ENP players now trying to align, yeah, their strategy with the sustainable development goals of UNDP. Example, yeah, climate change. Yeah, that is why BP promised by 2050 we will be net zero carbon from their business. Yeah, Shell do the same. Yeah, Petronas do the same. And I'm going to show you. This is an example of a net zero carbon ambition of the organization. Yeah, Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3 by ExxonMobil, by Shell, as I share it with you, and also by BP. Now everyone, and even Total Energy, everyone is promising, I'm going to achieve, I'm going to reach this target by 2050, net zero carbon, of my net zero carbon ambition in Scope 2, Scope 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so the company is promising that, and the business is shifting towards this. Yeah, but the question, at what cost? Yeah, and also there is a pressure from the stakeholders, yeah, of the company. Before the shareholders invest in any company, they are looking into the sustainability. They are looking into the ESG factor, the environment in terms of governance, yeah, in terms of safety, in terms of it. So they are looking into this before they decide to invest in a company. So this, in a way, push or put a pressure on ENP company to do something greener, to do something better that match with the values of their investors. Yeah. So ESG is about trust and creating value. So this is based on a study by EY. You know, in terms of the investor, potential investor will look into the environmental risk, social risk, and governance risk before they decided. It was not before. Okay, it was before, but the pandemic pushed this and accelerated this further. Yeah. So if you see from the average of 16 to 20%, now the requirement is to invest is like within 40%. All right. Next, this is just an example. If you read on the website, on the each company website, you will see this term of sustainability. You will notice net zero. You will notice energy solution partner, yeah, in enriching life, taking care of the safety, taking of the environment, taking care of the society, the well-being of the people. Yeah, this is the purpose of their existence nowadays. They're shifting. They're not focusing on purely the hydrocarbon. They're focusing on the renewable nowadays. In the meantime, what they have been doing now, instead of focusing on oil, they're focusing on a gas. Yeah, gas is part of the hydrocarbon, but gas is deemed, from the technical perspective, from the chemical perspective, chemistry perspective, gas is deemed as a cleaner energy, cleaner than the oil. Yeah. So company, when they want to invest, gas used to be not a popular option by the company before. Yeah, because it takes time to generate, it takes time to find the customer and stuff like that. But nowadays, they are hunting for oil, for the gas field instead of the oil field. Yeah. So this is an analysis done by the McKinsey and Economics. I think as part of the earlier speakers talk about, the focus in about technology, yeah. But having the right technology, having the right processes, is the aim of, and should be the aim of any organization, yeah. Here, data-driven production and optimization. This is what the industry is focusing right now. Yeah, so focusing on the AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, yeah, and even now focusing like finance, focusing on a chatbot. Yeah, these are the new things. It is there, but now it's more the energy company is focusing more in this area. Yeah, but what is the return on investment in this respect? So still, company is looking into this, but still they are focusing on the return and investment for the technology. Look, this is maybe the future in oil and gas. Robotic and robotic process automation. This is a platform operated by Petronas Malaysia. They now have a robot to do a maintenance activity for them, incorporating the artificial intelligence. No more human being on the platform. Yeah. So this is an example. Would be the future. Drones with the AI and machine learning technology. Yeah. Drone will help the organization to gather data, to consolidate data, so that they can predict the maintenance, and eventually, hopefully, with this one, we'll be able to reduce the cost. Yeah. This is the reservoir. Yeah, the reservoir for performance using artificial intelligence. This is happening also in the industry. The future, this is something, another thing which is happening around the world. It's about carbon capture, utilization, storage. Yeah, what happened in the CCUS is they capture the CO2 from the environment, yeah, from the industry, and then they compress the CO2 in the liquid form, and they transport, yeah, and then they eventually permanently store CO2 in the reservoir of the used to be reservoir of oil and gas. So they identify the reservoir, which is almost dry. There is no further oil. There is no economically viable oil to be extracted from there. What they do, as I mentioned earlier, they capture, they transport, and they store in the reservoir in offshore. Yeah, they store the carbon, the CO2 in that reservoir, and this is happening around the world. And if you see America, the U.S. continent, and also the Europe and China, it is happening. Yeah, as part of showing a commitment to the to the world that they are doing something about it to have a cleaner energy source. Zero routine flaring. If you see, this is the white. This is actually live flaring activities around the world. There's a lot of flaring happening. So now there is using, as the technology mature, they are using this opportunity to reduce the flaring. Flaring is necessity because of safety and because of the safety reason, because of the pressure they need to flare the gas, otherwise it will cause explosion in the plant. So flaring is a must, but of course in many countries they limit the flaring activities to a certain degree. But there is effort now to reduce it further, to make it almost zero. Yeah, they say zero flaring, but in essence it's almost zero. There is activity in OMV where they, transform plastic to become oil. Yeah, there is an effort doing it in OMV, in a EMP company. And the oil rigs, once they're done with the production, they make it, they turn it, they chop, they cut the legged platform, and then they turn it into reef, for the life of under the sea. And we're talking about green procurement and financing nowadays. There are to address the scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 in order to achieve the net zero carbon. Organizations start to implement green procurement as part of their processes. When I say the green procurement, they will make sure whatever the sources, the materials that they are sourcing, is sustainable and follows certain standards, and to make sure it is very much aligned in terms of, let's say, carbon emission, gas emission, and other stuff. They must meet certain standards set by the organization. But still a challenge. And also green financing. So now, if you require financing in oil and gas, as I mentioned, it's a capital incentive, and I say capital incentive, it's a lot of money there. Finance companies just start to asking your sustainability strategy. Finance companies start asking how you want to reduce the carbon in your operation. So if you cannot provide that as part of the application to get the financing from the institution, they will, I don't want to finance you. However, if you want to have this financing, they will charge premium. So there is an advantage. There is a cost from cost perspective. If you go green, in your business, you will incur less cost. And an example is interest cost in the financing of the project. Me as an accountant, this is what CFO should be watching beyond 2022, based on the study by Gartner. For finance perspective, of course, profitability, free cash flow is the key to survive in any business. There's no point you do a lot of technology implementation. There's no point you do a lot of things to reduce the to reduce the carbon emission. There's no point if you do a lot of transformation in the business, but it does not translate into profitability, does not translate into having the cash, does not translate into paying dividend to the shareholder, and be able to serve loan that we got from the financing institution. The expectation in the future, data available on demand from finance perspective, data delivery mode, fast connected, secure data, process and technology. There will be a lot ongoing in the RPA, AI, ML space, and people. Remember, I mentioned, I shared with you about mass resignation. Now, the challenge is to find the people with the right skill set. As we talk about, I think the previous speakers talk about digitalization. They think about AI. In accountant, from those who studying business and accountancy nowadays, it's no longer about debit and credit, no longer about preparing a income statement. That is given. The skill set that the business is looking is beyond that. So you have the CIMA qualification, you have the ACCA qualification. On paper, you are good. You understand the business. You can read and interpret the financial statement. Yes, that is good. But more importantly, what are the value-adding skill set that you have that differentiate you as an accountant from the other candidate? These are the quality and the skill set that business are looking at. Again, as I mentioned, beyond 2022, ESG will still be the key. ESG will be one of the criteria. There's a market shortage, lack of digital skills. This is where maybe the university in reviewing or revising the syllabus to look into this as a factor. Having that entrepreneur program is very spot on. I support that initiative. That program has to continue. The professor mentioned it very correctly. Rather than getting a job, you should start creating a job. Yeah. But at the same time, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Those who want to join the workforce, make sure the right skill set it will be there. Blockchain, digital currency, yeah, a metaverse. People are talking about metaverse. That is an emerging trend. And the cybersecurity, because everything will be done online, cybersecurity will be the utmost important. Still, yeah, don't fall into this trap. When we are talking about green energy, Tesla having electric vehicle, there's nothing changed actually in our life. Yeah, we still stuck in the traffic jam. When we are focusing on the green packaging, green cars, whatever, there are still a lot of trash everywhere. Yeah. Life as usual, the big aviation, well, they say it's a green aircraft, green skies, skyscrapers, green power, green waste disposal, trash, etc. But we still keep living in the old lifestyle. Yeah, again, the marketing maybe, yes, I'm going to net zero carbon, sometimes it's about the share price, sometimes about dividends, sometimes about how appeal you are to the investors. Remember, I mentioned earlier, oil and gas is no longer the darling of the investors in the stock exchange, but now they're rebranding, they are reimagining themselves to be the darling of the investors. But still, bottom line in anything what we do will be the profitability, right? So the challenges is there, pressure from stakeholders to implement SDG is there. Investors want to invest that in where you have a ESG strategy. Company want to look into your sustainability strategy. Well, what technology and process that you have to have the right technology and the process. How about the cost? How about your cost optimization strategy? How about your cost compression strategy? How about the people? Yeah, in everything you do, no matter how good strategy you have as an organization, do people buy into the idea? Do people align their personal values to your corporate values? Do people have the right skills? Yeah, this is challenges that the industry is facing in the future. And of course, with a lot of automation, with a lot of AI, with a lot of ML, with a lot of things going to do online, cybersecurity would be a critical topic. With that, Nandri, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your speech made us travel along with you, and the session was mind-blowing. We have come to the end of the session, and I request the conference convener, Dr. J. Sabita, to express the gratitude.
Good morning to all. Good morning to all. Thank you in such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. On behalf of Commerce Department, I feel honored and privileged to propose vote of thanks on this special occasion. First of all, I would like to thank our eminent guest speaker, Mr. Irwan Mohammed Lahori, for his excellent inaugural address. Thank you, sir. I extend my special thanks to Dr. Arabi Madbowli. His presence today in this function has immensely enhanced its importance. Thank you, sir, for your insightful address. I convey my deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable Chairman, Dr. R. Sivakumar, and Co-Chairman, Mr. S. Niranjan. They helped us in obtaining the necessary administrative approval for organizing this international conference in our campus. Here, I record my gratitude for both of you. I extend my special thanks to Dr. N. Seduraman, Chief Director, and Dr. V. Subaya Bharati, Director, for the gracious presence. Thank you, sirs. My sincere thanks to Dr. B. Venkatajalapati, Dean Research, for his very valuable guidance. I express my deep gratitude to our respected Dean, Dr. C. Sundar, for his constant help and guidance that radiates source of energy within us. We will ever remain grateful to you and we thank you for being with us today. I'm very much thankful to Dr. J. Dilipan, VP Admin, and Dr. N. Ashokan, VP Academic, for their variable support and guidance at various stages. My sincerest thanks to our sponsor, Mr. V. Krishnamurthy, co-founder and MD Hridaya. I would like to thank our beloved head of the department, Dr. A. Jayapal, who always stands by us and motivates us. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated faculty. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of stock beyond their comfort zones. A special thanks to the technical team. Without their support, it would have been impossible to organize this event. At the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my nuclear counterpart, Dr. Chandramouli, Dr. Lakshmi, and Dr. Janice Viviana, to join hands to organize this international conference. If time is money, then today we have spent millions for us. Thank you to all of you for making this event successful. Thank you once again.
I request all the participants remain seated till the dignitaries leave the hall and the details of the tracks will be intimated shortly.